between the states gave birth to 4 historic flags. The 1861 banner unfurled over Montgomery and used as a Navy ensign. The 1863 flag with its great white field. The 1865 flag bearing a red band down its side. And the one the world remembers best, the Confederate battle flag, the stars and bars, symbol of America's willingness to fight for freedom, today's hallmark of the world's greatest stock car. On the battlefield, and that's the way it is here at Darlington. The race can be won or lost right here, days before the contest. A car destined to run 500 miles at speeds well over 100 miles an hour is a very special animal. Without the attention of these mechanics, they wouldn't last 100 laps. Some of these men are born garage men who can take cars apart and put them back together blindfolded. Others are engineers with college diplomas. And some are race drivers who have parlayed their competition experience into a mechanic's role. The stakes are high. But there's always time to make a little boy happy. NASCAR inspectors make sure all parts used in this race are stock parts, available to the public through jobbers and repair shops everywhere. Once certified, the cars are impounded and guarded night and day. Then comes the preparation, the practice, the testing. Headlights come out. Roll bars go in. The driver's helmet and straps are adjusted. Doors are welded. Windshields are taped. Red warning lights go in. So do special gear shifts. And fire extinguishers. Seats vary from converted sofas to personalized buckets for more conventional types. Steering wheels are taped, special gauges are installed. The stars and bars fly proudly over 48 racing automobiles. Every car is racing, one at a time. These are the time trials. Here's the show the fans expect. Fireball Roberts and his Pontiac break his own record with 5 miles at more than 125 miles an hour. Another day in Popular X White erases Roberts' record. And then the little man with the big foot, Cotton Owens, challenges the clock. He's fast. He's very fast, and again the record falls. This time the magic numeral is 126. When Owens gets out of his car, incredulous mechanics give him the news. The rest of the field qualifies. Men like Joe Weddle, Jim Pascal, and the indomitable veteran Buck Baker. Then come the awards. President Bob Colvin inaugurates the Pure Record Club, stock car racing's most exclusive organization. The drivers who wrote the records 1 year ago. Club's first president is Fireball Roberts. This is Raceway's Honor Society. Most of the cars you see out there are riding on Gabriel shock absorbers. In fact, most of the cars in any important stock car race will be riding on Gabriels because Gabriels have long been the favorites of the top drivers. Such champions of the NASCAR circuit as Lee Petty, 1959 National Point Champion, and Rex White, leading contender for the 1960 championship at the time of this race. These men take their shocks seriously because perfect car control is a matter of life or death when you're threading your way through a packed field bumper to bumper and fender to fender at upwards of 140 miles an hour. There's very little margin for error here, no room for bouncing around, for leaning and swaying on the turns. These men must have a good, tight, stable ride, and they get it with Gabriel's. And these are the same Gabriel shocks you sell to your customers. So stock up with Gabriel shocks and cash in on this big, profitable market. Remember, 2 out of every 4 cars on the road today need new shock absorbers right now. And for satisfied customers, just be sure you sell the choice of champs, Gabriel shock absorbers. You can bet your life on Gabriel shocks. Race drivers do. Stars and bars wave at the front of the Saturday morning parade in downtown Darlington. There are more pretty girls than soldiers in this parade, more clowns than cavalry, more shiny cars than caissons, more flags than rifles. But the spirit of the Old South is here just the same. Around the world, in Paris, France, the Darlington Stars and Bars fly atop the Eiffel Tower over a city famous for its beautiful girls. But Paris has nothing on Darlington, where its beauty pageant on Saturday night takes a backseat to no one nowhere. The main grandstand is filled with fans. You can't see them, but you can sure hear them. The Southern 500 beauty pageant is just that. The biggest this side of the Miss America show. It's a contest of nothing but South Carolina feminine beauty. Judges don't concern themselves with piano recitals, tap dances, and recitations. They just look at the girls. Everybody in the crowd considers himself one of the judges. You can tell the winner by her wide-eyed surprise. The new Miss Southern 500, by popular and official acclaim, is Miss Helen Himble of Saluda, number 24. Her blue eyes, honey hair, fashion model figure, and poise bring her the crown, cape, flowers, and sash of the winner and the hearts of the crowd. She's the darling of Darlington. High atop Mount Pilatus in the Swiss Alps, world symbol of outdoor thrills, the Stars and Bars wave majestically, but the Alps have nothing on Darlington, where outdoor thrills reign supreme on Labor Day. Like 4 matches struck across the sky, Air Force Thunderbirds shocked thousands of onlookers in Darlington's grandstand. This crack drill team of the atomic age gives race fans a taste of ear-shattering speeds and formations as tight as your fist. Measures the tense minutes before the 11 o'clock start of the race. Bands try to keep everyone's mind off the tantalizing fact that the moment of the race grows closer, closer. The governor's lady and the lieutenant governor of South Carolina with General H.D. Ives give trophies to Fireball Roberts for earning the pole position and to Cotton Owens, the new record holder. 48 crack race drivers are wait the word. The seconds drag until they hear, "Gentlemen, start your engines." The stars and bars fly atop Roman ruins where men and beasts fought for the glory of ancient Rome. But Rome had nothing on Darlington as a greater crowd of almost 80,000 wild people cheer 48 determined men toward the starting flag. The chips are down. This is it. They're off. And it's Baker in front. The veteran has stolen the start from Roberts, but can he hold it? He can. The speed is fantastic. 122, 4 miles faster than the all-time record. It's Pontiac against Pontiac, Baker against Roberts, the two masters. Junior Johnson blows his engine. It's the end of the road for this Chevy. The veteran must wait another year. 92 explodes into the grandstand wall. He rams car 64. Elmo Langley inside this Thunderbird is safe. The entire back of his car is blown into steel confetti. Battle continues up front. It's a perfect standoff until Baker stops for fuel and tires. Now the battle is in the pits. Roberts stops. Seconds lost here must be made up out there. With 50 of the 500 miles behind, the top 11 cars are still welded together on the same lap. Everyone expected Fireball to lead the start of the Southern 500. Baker's strength has Roberts worried, but not shaken. The best man in car will win. The Petty strategy goes into action. The three-car Petty team intentionally pits Pascal in car 44 early, so he'll be running near the pace when father and son Lee and Richard Petty pit later. Keep your eye on their three blue Plymouths, cars 42, 43, and 44. They need to lead as Baker and Roberts until now in the 84th lap. Richard takes the lead. Austin in car 74 is losing. Hey, Austin, this is a one-way street. He does a 180 and goes back for more. Bobby Johns reclaims the lead for Pontiac, but Johns is in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. This is the accident that shocked the racing world. Two mechanics and an official lost their lives. Two cars had brushed fenders momentarily and went into a wild, uncontrollable spin to the pit wall. Miraculously, Johns walks away from what was a racing car just 40 seconds ago. At this 100th lap, the race tightens again into a fast, bitter duel between Roberts and Baker, who last won here 7 years ago. If anybody thought yesterday he was washed up, they don't think so this afternoon. He's leading Roberts and pushing. No! Now Roberts pulls ahead of Baker. They're changing leads twice in one lap. Both are sitting behind engines that could take them even faster, but no one can drive and live at a figure as high as the track temperature, 145 degrees Fahrenheit. That asphalt is 145 degrees. Too hot to touch, but not too hot to plunge toward a $95,000 purse. Roberts and Baker are working like fencing masters, matching each other's moves, keeping the pack at bay. It's a beautiful duel, executed by the two greatest in their profession. The Pettys, Cotton Owens and Joe Weatherly, are close behind, ready to take over once the front line masters slip. Thompson is skidding. He straightens out okay. Tom Pistone blows his engine. Go ahead and cuss, Tom. You too, Johnny Allen. Your engine's blown too. New metal 1 hour ago is now tired iron. Buddy Baker is another out. It is the long walk home, but there's one consolation. His father, Buck, has regained the lead. Reb Wickersham loses control. His axle breaks. A rookie, but now a veteran handling this trouble. And another long walk home. Buck Baker's foot is on the floor, so is Fireball Roberts, and so is Richard Petty's. Lee Petty takes a paternal perch right behind his son. Car number 1 is losing it, hits car 20, and Lita Baker just misses him. Wow! Paul Lewis recovers. Glenn Proctor skidding. Near the halfway mark, Baker and Roberts pit again. Their wheel-to-wheel duel doesn't even stop in the pits. Devoted crews work with rehearsed efficiency to change wheels and refuel both cars. While they fight to make up lost time, the Pettys go out in front. Lee and Richard are picking up black money by the bucket. This is the way they planned it. Herb Tillman is skidding to the apron. He's all right. The race is fast, but accidents cut into average speed. Shorty Rollins in his Ford goes out in a spectacular spin. Fred Lorenzen's motor blows. Another rookie who will be heard from another year, another race. Lee Petty rams the rail on the second turn. A blown tire has sent him out of control. There go part of the Petty team plans for taking this 11th Southern 500. Lee's Plymouth is through. Lee Petty's job will be to change the plan and move his two kings, Richard and Pascal, in the Speedway chess game. Buck Baker in his maroon Pontiac pierces through the slower pack and keeps his lead for 43 great laps. David Pearson smokes out in his Chevy. His axle is broken. Somebody's lost a wheel bearing. Danger here. Ned Jarrett loses a fuel can. And Richard Petty has again moved into the lead. A Ford spins. It's Wilbur Rakestraw in car 99. And another beautiful driving job. Sensational Petty planning is paying off. Richard is ahead as Baker has to pit. Pontiac veterans are worried about the Plymouths for the first time, and they've got reason to. Lee Petty doesn't try to conceal his pride in his son. The frame is broken on another Plymouth. It's T.C. Hunt in car 10 going out on a cloud of metallic flame. Out in no man's land, two Pontiacs and a Plymouth run tight. Rex White in fourth makes a scheduled pit stop. His sharply uniformed crew work like hot ants to spin off wheel lugs and pour fuel into the car's steaming gas tank. While pit crews keep their cars fit for the fight on the track, exhausted drivers go limp for a few seconds. All they want is a drink. For a few seconds, they can hear people talk again. For a few seconds, they can feel still air. For a few seconds, they don't have to stare dead ahead. Something's wrong with Cotton Owens. He's broken his axle. Cotton's been in second to fourth place here today, but this looks like his finish. Yep, the man who broke the all-time record in time trials with a four-lap average of over 126 miles an hour is out. Helping luckier drivers in the pits are Tom Pistone and Joe Lee Johnson. You can understand why folks like him. Rex White in car 4 is very much in this race. So is Joe Weatherly in car 12. Tiny Lund is going out of control. Weatherly can't get out of the way. It's the short straw for a hard-driving contender, and that's all for Joe Weatherly. Richard Petty comes in for a final fuel stop before the dash to the finish. Richard wants this trophy. Nothing is going to stand in the way of winning it, or will there? While Petty pits, Baker makes his move. Roberts matches the play. Petty is back and forth, but he won't have to stop again. He can lead again. A 60 Dodge is in trouble. Jim Whitman in car 60 is skidding. Whitman's blown his engine. Now it's Roberts. This is the fireball everybody knows. At last he has it all hung out. He's calling the hand. The fans know. The pits know. Baker knows. Can he make up that mile? Again, Buck takes over. Spinning wildly at high speed. He's heading for it. He hits the grandstand wall and hits it again. Fate spared Lund in his earlier tangle with Joe Weatherly, but this time, Lund is finished. Caution light. And Roberts pulls within 7 seconds of a very tired Buck Baker. Baker watches his rearview mirror. He's calm now. He knows the inevitable. Nothing can stop Roberts except Baker. 20 laps to go. 80,000 since the coming climax. The board says... Something's happened to Fireball Roberts. It's unbelievable. Roberts is pulling low. He's crawling into the pits. 10 short laps from the finish. Fate deals Roberts the card that loses him the game. But Richard Petty is still in there. He presses toward the front. And he's blown a tire. He's skidding. Just 4 short miles from the finish. Rex White watches the drama from right behind. Baker's got it made. The crowds push toward the winner's circle to see Baker get the cup. 1 little lap to go. And Baker blows a tire. He sails crazily toward the rail. Sparks fly as Buck fights to hold the wheel. He's limping to the pits. Scream at Baker. Go on, go on, go on. So exhausted, Buck Baker painfully scrapes another lap on 3 wheels. The crowd watches in disbelief. Rex White passes the crippled Baker. White gets the checkered flag. Baker has given his all, but it just wasn't enough. White's crew congratulate the little fellow and pass out the cigars. Hold it! There's a call from the scoring stand. Take both cars to victory lane. Baker waits in agony while the score is rechecked before certifying a winner. White waits and doesn't hear the calls of well-wishing fans. Here comes the announcement. Baker wins! A recheck shows White credited with 1 lap too many. Rex White walks away. It's hard to talk. Buck Baker gets a Caesar's welcome, but his mind is still back on that track. It's hard to believe it's all over, that he's driven 500 miles, that he won over 47 other cars, that he survived 4.5 hours of hot asphalt, flying rubber and dust, that he watched 31 other drivers go down around him, that, after the biblical 7 lean years, triumph comes again. Buck Baker finds it hard to believe he still isn't out there trying to keep Fireball Roberts in his mirror and Richard Petty off his flank. And almost 80,000 witnesses find it hard to believe that a beloved old pro like Buck Baker has won the Southern 500 on 3 wheels. He's the only man to win and not get the checkered flag. But he does get the battle flag of his beloved Confederacy, the grand old Stars and Bars. A while ago, I told you that most of the cars out there were running on Gabriel shock absorbers. Well, listen to this. 7 out of the first 10 cars in this race were equipped with Gabriels, another great demonstration of Gabriel superiority. Year after year, Gabriel-equipped cars take home most of the bacon in these NASCAR Speed Classics. That, of course, is because Gabriels are the choice of the champs, the favorites with such top NASCAR drivers as Joe Weatherly, Richard Petty, Rex White, Banjo Matthews, and many others. And these men not only have Gabriel on their race cars, they have them on their family cars too, for they know that car control is just as important on the highway as on the speedway. Isn't that your cue to start looking for worn or leaking shocks on all the cars that come into your place of business? 2 out of every 4 need new shocks right now. And sell with confidence. Sell Gabriel shock absorbers. Remember, you can bet your life on Gabriel's. Race drivers do.